Welcome back to part two of Stop Force Feeding Your Brain To-Do Lists. It doesn't like it. This will be diving a little bit more into your lack of motivation, why you're not rewarding yourself, and distractions. You know, for people who suffer from ADHD or shiny object syndrome, or, all of those things and more. So let's dive in, shall we? Because last week was about cognitive overload. And I hope you listened and are applying some of those techniques to improve the quality of your life, to minimize those feelings of, overwhelm, depression, sleepless nights, and such. Okay, let's move forward. Number one, lack of motivation. One of the reasons, another reason why to-do lists fail us and frustrate us is because of the way our brain processes information. And when we don't have motivation, our brain is not in it. It's like, why bother, right? And so the motivation can be created externally and internally. So it begins with these three things. Lack of motivation comes from tasks that are not in alignment with your values, your personal mission statement. Because if they're not congruent with your authentic self, your brain will avoid those situations. And so it looks like maybe laziness or not getting it done, but in reality, it's your brain trying to protect you from doing things that are not in alignment with who you are and why you're here in this lifetime. And the way to know that and to have that work to your advantage is to spend a little time with me where we can cut through your ego, open the curtains, and allow the light to shine on your personal mission statement and why you're here. Because then once you put everything up to that, the tasks get easier as to if they even get on the, even make the list at all whatsoever. And then the next part of our lack of motivation is that we don't have sustainable or rewardable goals. And so when your to-do lists are all over the place, willy-nilly, you've got your personal ones, your business ones, and they're all on the same one, then we need to ask ourselves, why are we even putting this on the list? And if you would ask yourself that every time, then you can go back to what was recommended in last week's vlog, and then you can delegate, dump, or do. Right? So it begins with knowing your goals, where you're headed, and then to ask yourself, why is this task even important? Why is it even going on the list? And then the third one is interest. If something's boring, we're not going to do it. We will dig in our heels and avoid it at all costs. So that ties into all the other ones, right? So it is in alignment with who you are and your authentic self. And granted, yes, not all tasks are fun. Some of them are boring. Some of them, my least favorite task to ever do is dishes. And there's kind of no way around that. So what I do is while I'm doing them, number one, I play amazing music and to help me shift a bit. And then I just remind myself that I have dishes because I have a house, because I have food, so warm water, I have electricity, and I'll keep chanting those gratitude thoughts and ideas. So just for consideration. All right, moving on. Number two for today's reason why your brain does not like to-do lists and why you should stop force feeding it is the habanula. It's this little part of your brain that is controls the reward center of your brain. And so not if, think of the word passion and what that means to you. Because passion makes your brain a priority. It makes it think priority. Those things that you are super excited about become a priority. They're what you think about. They're what you dream about. They're what you goal towards. Okay. So the best way to train your habanula in a way where your reward system is functioning very highly to your benefit is to create passion around what you're doing. Okay, so when you're creating your list, you got to be passionate about it. If not, you're going to go back to those tasks that I gave you last week and polish them up. Okay, so the rewards. First of all, the passion is the secret sauce, I guess is the term I'll use. And so you can reward yourself in many ways. So baby rewards are, doing something you enjoy, going for a bike ride, or, time alone to read a book, or everybody's different. I'm going to give you my boring ones because they work for me. So baby rewards, little simple ones, right? And then you can get into, well, you can step up, right? So you're going to go baby rewards, then preteen awards, like rewards, like, what would a preteen enjoy? Like, so maybe a slice of chocolate cake or something like that. Time with friends, okay, that'd be preteen. And then when you get into your adolescent rewards, those are more like video games, I guess, right? And you know how they're designed to, you reach certain levels and you open and unlock and receive. Okay, so create rewards that do that for you as well. And that's how you transition into adult rewards. So if you finish your to-do list, you're not going to go buy yourself a new car. And that's a huge reward for huge accomplishments. And so the steps along the way can be overwhelming unless you remember to enjoy the ride and reward yourself in the process, big and small. Okay, and then the third one is distractions. So you've heard of shiny object syndrome. You've heard when people go squirrel. For me, it's butterfly or rainbow. There's so many things, right? And then we also have our chatty ego. So our brain is talking in our head. You can just be doing really well, and then your brain, if you're self-employed and you work from home, your brain will say, oh, so it'd be a good time to throw in some laundry. And you get up and do that. Or you're looking over here and oh my gosh, I didn't do this, or I didn't do that, or I better do this now while I'm thinking about it. So those are all the saboteurs, right, for keeping us on track to complete our to-do lists. So again, referencing back to the Havanola, creating those rewards will make it less likely for us to be distracted. And here's the thing that's most important, my friends, that I really want you to understand. When your brain says to you, oh, now would be a good time to do some laundry, but you're working, you have not completed a task. Who said that? You did. Somebody else did not say that. So challenge that voice, challenge that thought. Do this one thing and you will see so many things shift. And I do this constantly all day long. My brain will say, ooh, remember to get the chicken out of the freezer so it'll be defrosted in time for dinner tonight. And I'm afraid I'll forget. So I'll jump up and then that'll make me realize that the freezer, I'm out of ice, whatever, right? You know how it goes. And so when my brain says, ooh, get the chicken out so that it'll be ready for tonight, I say to my brain, as soon as I finish what I'm doing, we will get the chicken out and you can remind me then. Have a conversation, challenge those thoughts and say, I want to finish this. I'll be happy when I finish this. Please be quiet for a moment. I'm finishing this. This is a priority to me. This makes me happy. Okay, so I know easier said than done, but I believe you will get extreme value from that and challenging the distractions that pop up in your mind. Okay, so challenge that ego. Well, I'm Elle Grinnell with True Speak. I am your host of this all thing happy and healthy vlog. And for those of you who are new, I am a self-proclaimed neuroscientist with over 25 years in research of how the brain takes in, stores, and repurposes information. And I am always optimistic. So I'm a faithfully optimistic thought leader in the area of intrapersonal communication, which are the voices in your head. So if you're in any kind of pain, if you're struggling with your list, if you're staying awake at night, none of that has to happen. Reach out to me. The ability to do so is in the bottom there. And please subscribe and comment and share. That means the world to me. So until next week, we'll be doing part 3. Stay happy and healthy, my friends. Aloha.